Alright guys, Tony here at Old Man Wrenching. Tonight, working on the back side of the Magnepans. What I've done is constructed some frames for the back side. And the reason why I'm doing this is because I want to be able to access the back side of the speaker where all the voice coil wires are. I want to be able to do that at any time because this is an experimental prototype with the tape foils. Not having any problems out of them, but just in case. And I mean, why not? It's not terribly difficult to do. I'll show you what I've done. I bought some 1/4 inch, let's call it aluminum trim. I'm not sure exactly what its intended purpose is, but it fits this this size of wood perfectly, and I have no idea what that thickness is. I just had some scrap laying around, but it jams into that channel really nice, and it makes a really sturdy frame. I've already finished one of these. It's on the back of the other Magnepan over here. So here's the one that I've finished, and you can see it's just fits in really nice. It's just a pressure fit. I've got it tight enough with the fabric because you have to pleat it sort of on the corners, and I wrapped it around the aluminum frame. And so what I did down here, and I can show you on the other one, but this is what the finished panel looks like on the back. I'll show you how that works. Basically, I cut a piece of this wood in the shape of the back controls. So it just goes on like this. And the reason is to compensate for this thickness. When you're adding the metal channel, it fits perfectly on this thickness right here. And it's all the way around because, Magnepan has these things, these blocks, and so about the midpoint, that aluminum sits against that. Now, if it was too loose or something, you could just put a piece of Velcro here and on the other side. I didn't need that, but that was my original thought. So I cut these pieces, and then it just drops in the center of the channel like that. And so when you offer it up to the back side, you just you notch it in at the top, push it in on the top, and then it swings in at the bottom. And then I cut in the fabric a horizontal slot, and that horizontal slot matches up with this. And then I pass the control panel through here, and then it just bolts in like that. And this is kind of what you end up with over here. It's a nice clean installation and easy to remove because it's just these two screws, and you remove that, pull those two screws, you can lift the panel out, twist it, goes through the slot in the fabric, and then the whole panel can be removed. And it gives you complete and total access. Does not rattle. That turned out well. Magnepan obviously wouldn't do this because it's just more work. This is a whole lot more materials, assembly process to make a detachable cover rather than just making that sock, which is just a piece of fabric flipped over and stitched, and then they can stick it on and staple it. Done. This is, cut all the little pieces to make the frame. Then you have to assemble it somehow. They wouldn't do this, obviously. They probably would have done, something more fancy, TIG welding or aluminum welding, or maybe they would have done some kind of bracket, but it wouldn't be wood. But I mean, what do I care? It's just for me anyway. And I couldn't be more pleased with how that turned out. But yeah, that's what I'm doing. And I'll try and film a little bit of the manufacturing process that I'm doing when I get around to putting this back together. So stay tuned. Bye.